Hey everybody, 5 Minute Trader here. We'll keep today to 5 minutes to prove it can be done. It's right after the open, so it's 9:35 a.m. on. I just dropped something on October 31st. So if you're so inclined, happy Halloween. If you're so inclined, happy Diwali today. And let's take a look. So I'm going to go in and let's sort my ETF list by percentage change. Let's see where we're at. Okay, cool. So we got UNG is back down here again at 12, but it was up yesterday a little bit. So it's kind of where it was the other day. It's like the metals are down again. Yep. So SLV, GDXJ, and GDX. And then it looks like the markets, well, yeah, down a little bit. The Qs are down. EWZ, what's that? That's the Brazil ETF. SPY is down a little bit. Okay, so we've got some markets down today, which is kind of interesting. So QQQ, its IV rank is 37. SPY is 40. And I mean, IWM and the diamonds, DIA, is down, but not kind of to the same amount. So let's take a look at, just as an experiment. So we think about the idea of markets drift up over time. So generally speaking, it's good to buy into general markets like the SP 500 because they're going to drift up over time. In fact, the easiest way to make money investing, quote unquote easiest, is literally just to buy shares in an ETF like SPY and just keep putting money in and buying, and over years, decades, that will yield way more than putting it in say like a savings account or something like that, even when you include the down years. And what selling options does is it just allows us to alter our trading on a day-to-day basis so that we can get in on down moves, so we can buy low and sell high. Essentially, if you think about buy and hold, you put money into a stock and it's just there. If that stock goes down, your position goes down. But imagine you're in a situation where every time some stock went down, you had some money to put into that stock. So you're only ever buying it when it's on sale. That's kind of what shorter term option selling allows you to do, is you're adding in positions and you're taking them off. So you've always got cash available. So even though SPY has, is at a high, I mean, we've got like at the 10-year, let me scroll here. It's the high, pretty much the highest. I think it's at its high, right? So it's been at its high over 10 years. Let's go down to 1 year. If you're like, you know what, I like the idea of being long the market because it tends to drift up, it's on sale today. So that typically means that the options are a little more expensive, so it's a good time to sell them. Okay, with that said, let's go out to the 50-day and let's just compare the 30 delta options across the different instruments. So 30 delta, one of the nice things about these big ETFs like SPY is they have tons and tons of strikes and super liquid, easy to get in and out of trades. So the 30 delta, which is 556 in December 20, that's going to collect me $780 with a max loss of 55,000, I should say. And remember, that is literally if the stock market goes out of business, right? Is that, and there's bigger issues there. You can always mitigate for things like that by like making a spread. So I could buy a put down here. That's going to limit my max loss now to $240, but it's also going to limit my max profit. But I've still got, a 90% chance of making 50% on this. So, that's something to think about. If I adjust that and I delete that call out of there, let me delete that leg. I'm still around a 90% chance of getting 50% profit. I'm going to earn way more money, but I'm taking on a lot more risk as well. So just keep that in mind. So it's around $800 for $55,000 technically worth of risk. If I were to do the same delta in the Qs, see here, I'm collecting more money and my max loss is lower in the Qs. The Qs are also down more today. And let's just do Let's do DIA as well, which has barely moved so far today. That's at, where's the 30 delta? Right there. So here I'm doing 530 for 40,000. So you could argue that the Qs might be the best one to go in. They're down the most today. They have richer options, so you can make more money. So this could be a day where we sell a, I would potentially sell a put. I have positions on in the Qs already, so I'm not going to do that. But this is the type of day where I would sell a put or maybe a spread. If I also think like, oh, maybe it's not going to go much higher, maybe up here at 500 or so is its limit, I could even put in like a call spread at 500 or something like that. I'm going to collect even more on that. Let me buy a call there too. Oops, 500, and I was going to buy. There we go. So that would be like an iron condor, right? So let's do that. There we go. It says iron condor, make my width a little wider down here to the 30 delta, and then up here, what did I say? 500, right? So 500 on the short side. There we go. So here my max loss is 1,400. My max profit is 500. My probability of getting 50%, 82. So it's, it's a pretty decent trade. It's a good risk to reward, and it's got a good probability of profit. So Qs might be the one to go with today. Let's see, is there anything that's up? There's nothing particularly that's up. USO is up a little bit. That's going to help. Oh, in fact, if you were watching yesterday, this option right here has been in the money for the last few days. And I've been saying, like, doesn't stress me out. It might go back out of the money, and that's happened. So I've got 15 days on this. It's now come out of the money, which means it's probably, there's a good probability that I'm making money on that trade. I might close that out before end of week, just because of the election coming next week. There's going to be a lot of volatility, probably markets moving. That can be bad for existing positions because maybe the market might swing the way you don't want it to, but it's also a good time to have money available when the markets are moving, because IV goes up, makes options more expensive, and so forth. If you want to sign up for Tasty Trade, hit the link in the description. That really helps out the channel, and it's free. And subscribe to get these every day. Give me a like and let me know what you think. But otherwise, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. See you soon.